So I might sound a little bit like an asshole, but I found something in my garage that I totally forgot about, and it's this lens set. I purchased this 2 years ago, and I totally forgot about it. It is mind-blowing at this point, and you might be thinking, how can you forget about a lens set like this? Well, I test a lot of lenses, and I got a lot of lenses in my possessions, and I got these lenses when I moved into a new house, and therefore it was a really messy period of my life that I totally forgot about a lot of things at that time, because we had to move a ton of things, tons of furniture, tons of stuff, and including this. So I was like, dude, I have these lenses. I custom made these lenses at Ireland Glass, and I also had another set from these guys, which I really loved. I used that set with DJI Ronin 4D and other cameras, and the results were absolutely amazing. And therefore, I wanted to customize a different one, and here it is in this box. And I realized I totally forgot about it, which, yeah, it's insane. So since I really love using the Nikon ZR, which I'm currently filming right now, I really want to test these and see how they look with the Nikon ZR camera. I set up there a little bit of a space so we can see how these lenses perform with a little bit of bokeh, because they are very special. Right now you're only seeing the box, but let me show you what's inside. So this is a 37mm f2.8 based of a Soviet lens, but it has a lot of tricks up its sleeve. We have a crazy coating going on, and also anamorphic bokeh and anamorphic flaring, which is totally insane. These lenses, just look how they look. Imagine how they actually look when you put them on the camera. Next up, we have the famous Helios 58mm. This one is an f2. Again, we have gearings. We have the same crazy coating going on and the same anamorphic bokeh and flaring. So totally insane. And next up, we have the 85. This one, again, really love how I spec these. Like, how can I forget about these? This is like finding like a treasure in buried in your house. It's crazy. Like, this one has the same coating. So curious how these looks. Again, anamorphic bokeh, and last but not least, have a 135mm, which is absolutely insane. I also have some really beautiful details here. Again, gearings and the same coating. And again, never used these lenses. I don't know, it's crazy. I am so excited. So let's put these lenses on the Nikon ZR. I'm gonna try to calibrate them with the LiDAR system, so it's easier for me to do the test because I'm by myself. And then I wanna tell you something really cool. All right, so now we are on the 37mm, and as you can see, this is how it looks. It has an insane flare, very similar to an anamorphic lens, as you can see. So it looks absolutely insane. Like, you also have the coating is built in a way that it flares super easy. Like, now the lens, the light is out of frame, and as you can see, it flares very nice. I'm looking at the screen, so I know exactly what I'm doing, so sorry about that. But as you can see, it looks absolutely mind-blowing. Like, and the best thing about these lenses is the fact that you can actually put them vertical, rotate them, and get vertical flaring, vertical anamorphic feel without having to squeeze the image. Because this is something that I was dealing with anamorphic lenses. Usually if you put anamorphic lenses on a vertical format, they kind of look weird, but with this, you have a clean look, you have the anamorphic beautiness and all that stuff, yet look how beautiful it looks. And now let's see the minimal focus distance. I think this one is it, but it looks pretty dang good. Like, I'm really impressed. I cannot believe I haven't used these lenses until now. This is my first time, so I'm looking at the screen like you're looking at the video right now, and I'm absolutely shocked. So I moved to the 58mm, and I gotta say this one looks even better than the previous one. And I think this one is like the sweet spot from the whole set because it's the most versatile lens. It also has the most amount of close focus As you can see, you can get really close. So that is really amazing. And when it comes to flaring, it is absolutely insane. Even though I think the flaring on the previous one were a little bit more, they had more character, like especially in this area when I was flaring it, they looked a little bit more interesting, but these ones look really good as well. And to be honest, I think 58 is a really nice lens to put on a gimbal as well. And like I mentioned with the vertical footage, I think you can get some really beautiful shots with these lens. So I'm definitely gonna try to make some reels with this lens because it will look absolutely insane. But yeah, I'm still, like I told you guys, I'm still shocked. I haven't tested these lenses before. I did have a very similar lens set before from Iron Glass, but they didn't have this really beautiful coating and they didn't have the anamorphic flaring. So yeah, moving on to the 85. All right, so this is the 85, and as you can see, this one looks even crazier. The bokeh in the background is way more oval, so everything looks a little bit more anamorphic than the previous lenses, even though the 58 is gotta be one of my favorites. I really wanted that into this set, but look how this one flares as well. This is absolutely mad. It is really crazy what these guys did with these lenses. And they're actually not that expensive. Like when I ordered these, I think the whole set was around $1,000, maybe $2,000. But for what you're getting, this is absolutely insane. And yeah, just look how it looks. And I think these lenses are built for film production. Like, just look how cinematic everything looks. And if I were to get closer, I'll lose the light, but maybe I can still have a little bit. Just look, absolutely insane. And the flaring, if I get closer, is even crazier. So I'm absolutely mind blown. Moving on to the 135, which I think is gonna be pretty crazy. All right, so I'm not sure if this is in focus because I couldn't manage to calibrate the LiDAR system with this lens, because whenever this lens focuses, the focus gearing moves as well, and the length of the focus gear is not wide enough so it can cover the whole movement. So yeah, but I'm just gonna do a quick flaring test so you can see exactly how it flares. To be honest, this 135 doesn't really say much to me. It was in the set, so I got a whole set. I thought it's gonna look better, but so far it's way darker than the previous lenses that I tested. The bokeh looks nice though. It's the most oval from all of the lenses so far, but I still think the 50 is my favorite. So I'm gonna switch back to the 50 and tell you something really cool. Right, so now we are on the 50 back in the same usual spot, and as you can see, things look really beautiful. I really love how the autofocus area looks. We do have a little bit of flare from that light, but overall, it is very cinematic. Now, I want to talk a little bit about something pretty interesting. So recently I've been using more and more AI, and so you know me, I really use Artlist a ton when it comes to music, AI voiceovers, stock footage, and many other things from that platform. But recently they started implementing some really heavy and really cool AI models. And I've been experimenting with Kling 01, which is an AI model that allows you to post start and end frames. And this unlocks a new way of creating with AI, which I think is really cool. So first off, I first used Kling 01 on one of the videos that I created for Motorola. I was able to create these beautiful transitions from one shot to another. And the beautiful thing about this is that you can actually use your own footage and just enhance it a little bit with AI. Usually, if you wanted to do this back in the day with Adobe, After Effects, or other like special effects software, it would have taken you a ton of learning process. First of all, you would have to learn so much, like 2 years, 3 years in order to do effects like this. Then probably 1 or 2 days to create the effect itself. But now with AI, it's so simple to implement your own work, your own footage, and make it and improve it with a little bit of AI tweaking, which I think is really cool. Now, there is another project where I actually used AI, and this is absolutely mind-blowing. I wanted to see if I can create a commercial using AI and just AI, that's it. And I actually made this really crazy Porsche commercial all inside Artlist, which is absolutely mind-blowing. I did it in a few hours. It's not as easy as people think it is when it comes to AI. You still have a little bit of learning curve. You still need a little bit to know what to tell the AI software to do, but it's definitely way easier than actually going and shooting shots like this. So in order to create this, I use Nano Banana Pro, which is available inside Artlist. And after I had my photos the way I liked, I animated with Kling 2.6. And I know there are a lot of filmmakers and a lot of creative people that hate the fact that AI is getting so much better and better, but to be honest, if you use AI with your own work, I still think this is super nice and ethical, and I still think you can get really creative using AI because not everyone can create your vision. Like, for example, I've seen people creating a really incredible work with AI, and I cannot create that. I'm not at that level. So there is some really beautiful learning process, and there is still some really interesting things going on about AI. Like, for example, when I created a Porsche commercial, it actually was fun. Like, I actually got hyped. I actually had kind of the same feeling like whenever you're filming something, because it was created by you, but with a little bit of help. So I don't know if you understand, but after you play with it, you kind of get it, because like I told you, it's not as easy as it seems to create stuff. I think in this video it's kind of nice because I talked about some lenses which are extremely old, vintage, have a lot of character and have a lot of like natural presence, and then I spoke about AI. But this is the thing, like you can combine these two and get great results. Now, I do have a lot more lenses that I want to test out with the Nikon ZR. I want to test the Blazar to see exactly how they look. And I also want to take these lenses outdoors. So let me know in the comments what lenses you want me to test with the Nikon ZR, and I'm going to try to make it happen. And I'm pretty sure you're interested about Sony lenses working on this. I can make a video about that, but let me know in the comments what you want to see next, and I'll try to make it happen. Until next time, I'm Alexander Don, and thanks a lot for watching. Peace.